Hey guys, it's Jessica Fury. Tune in every Monday for new episodes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Fury. Thank you for being here. So before we get into this episode, I want to remind you to like and subscribe and follow the podcast because it continues to bring amazing people onto this platform. So I was recording with a guest, and she has a lot of experience with creating abundance and wealth and bringing in money. And it was such a powerful episode that even I was taking all these notes in my brain. So I figured I would just give some feedback based off of all the episodes that I've been doing where people have been really pouring into investing. And I really want to bring another person into this podcast space to interview that knows how to do wealth management and financial stability, security that you can invest and grow off of. And I would say that right off the bat, some of the things that I've gotten from past episodes and the episode that I did with Angela Duncan was that it all starts with, yes, the morning routine, which I'm obsessed with, and you guys know this. It's I would definitely say that it starts with your mindset. What is your mindset? And I've been watching YouTube videos about this, and it's are you in a place of abundance or are you in a place of scarcity or lack? And most of us don't know when we're in either of those places because it's common. And sometimes we question why, I think I'm in that place of abundance. I think I'm in that place of gratitude, but it's maybe we're really not. And I think that's where something like an episode like this can really just shift things for whatever it is that you're doing. So I would just make a suggestion by listening to this episode. Let's just say that tomorrow is day one or today is day one. And let's say that you start tomorrow in your morning routine, because Angela even brought this up in the episode that she and I did, and that was carve out 5 minutes. That's 300 seconds in your morning to focus on abundance. And maybe it's just focusing on the abundance in your life right now. Maybe it's focusing on the things that you have, focusing on what you have going on for the day. And yes, talking about practicing gratitude, but I would also say practice the service. What is it that you can bring to another person? Because if you're looking to create more stability, bring in more money, create more opportunity, maybe you're in a place that you want to start investing. Somebody that was on the podcast, Gina and George, they spoke about it in the episode. Gina and George, they were talking about how they can always find a way for you to get the money. You'll have to listen to the episode, so I'm not going to chop this whole thing up. But they were basically saying that in real estate, the best thing to do is start to buy real estate. And they were basically saying that even if you may not have the means, they can always find a way to make it happen. Make it happen. So I would definitely say that if you're in that place that you're hey, I'd really like to start doing the investment properties, having my own investment property. And in the episode with Angela, she said, and we've heard, and we, and I mean you and I, because we probably have heard this many times, is the moment that you think about something, it starts to really show up. So it's the moment that you think that you want a new car or something else, you start to see it. You start to see those Teslas, you start to see those Range Rovers, whatever it may be, whatever it may be. Maybe you just want a trench coat and you start to see a bunch of ads with different trench coats. But the point is that it starts to show up in front of you. So if it's and it actually opens up you to ask questions, start to ask questions. And one of the things that I got from a previous episode, and I'm blanking on who it was, but they basically said that when they started to take action in themselves, started to investing their time in themselves, I think it was Kevin Stewart in his episode, he just started to talk about he was like really down for like 6 months, and he almost like did like this internal shift within himself that he was like, I'm just going to start feeling good about myself and the things that I'm doing. And it almost seems like something that we always hear, or something that you hear in this space or on past episodes, but it does start with yourself. How you feel about yourself is going to attract people around you. And I like to listen to YouTube. When I'm on a walk, I like to listen to like podcasts or just other YouTubers. And a lot of the things that I've been really listening to is just becoming magnetic. And I know that we hear about like the law of attraction or attraction, but this is like just becoming magnetic to bring things to you. And it's almost like you become an attractive force for the things that you want to bring into your space. So it's like, how are you feeling about yourself? Like, are you dressing in ways that increase your confidence? Are you, listening to podcasts that talk about money or investing? Are you reading books on those things? It's almost like, are you taking action towards the things that you want to create or bring into your space or attract or manifest, whatever it may be? So if you're listening to this, and because it's on the subject of abundance and money and investing, maybe as a suggestion from just listening to this episode or listening to Angela's episode or even Gina and George's episode, where it's like, start to listen to podcasts, start to read books, maybe Google some suggestions of how to increase money or a healthy mindset around money. And I think that would be something of like taking action, asking questions. Like, that's like one of the things, like, people aren't over your shoulder. Like, what are you looking at on YouTube? What are you looking on Google? Like, it's such a great way to just like take action. And I like that in this episode with Angela, and I've heard this with like several other YouTubers, Alex Horskowitz, I've spoken about him before. He also talks about like creating a spreadsheet of all your expenses so you have an idea of the money that you're putting out. Yes, of course, it's the money that you want to bring in, but it's also that the money that you're putting out. So you have like a spreadsheet so you really know. Like, and one of the things that sort of popped into my brain like a month ago, I got an ad for, I think it's called Rocket Money or Rocket Account on TikTok. And it was basically a whole spreadsheet on all your expenses. And I didn't get this app, but one of the things that this ad on TikTok did bring to my attention is like, sometimes I don't know if you know, like, all the subscriptions that you have. Like, you're like, I didn't even know that I had all these subscriptions. And that's one of the things can really help you start to take action toward creating stability and control and confidence around money, because it's in your control and it's in your power and allows you to create that security and that safe space. And I would say that probably like the mother lode of this whole entire thing is giving. Are you giving? I know that everywhere we go now, there's like tip jars, and it's like, but are you giving things away? And it may not always be money, because I've heard like what you give is what you'll receive when it comes to like money. Like, giving it out is what you'll bring back. Like, give money away and the universe will support you. And you're like, wait, you want me to give money away? And I'm like, trying to make my ends meet, whatever it is that you're thinking, or having that internal conversation. And it's like, you can even give away clothes to like thrift shops. I have a thrift shop. No, it's not even a thrift shop. It is a charity that's in Santa Monica, and I give them clothes. It's not Goodwill. It's not Salvation Army. I think it's either called St. Matthew's or St. Mark's, and it's in Santa Monica. And I bring clothes to them. And because I just like to, I know that I'm giving it to a person directly, and they're either selling it or they're giving it away to like other people who are, less fortunate. So I always think that like there's so many different ways to give out. Sometimes it can be just being kind to another person, or Maybe you're one of those friends that you're the person who initiates a text conversation. It's like, what can you give away in this moment? Like, what can you give out? And I will end this episode by saying, what is the internal dialogue that's going on? Really check in with yourself. What are the conversations that you're having? And maybe like in your notes section, start to like really see like the patterns that are going on, because in order for you to break patterns, sometimes you have to be faced with a pattern that may not be working. Like, it's great when you're like, oh, I have a routine of working out, but there may be people that actually struggle with working out, that they're like, shit, I can't even get one workout in. So it's like creating habits sometimes really takes work. That most of the times it's like, yeah, I hear 21 days starts a new habit, but everyone is different. Some people can start a new habit in 7 days. Some people can take 3 months. But really start to hold yourself accountable, because that accountability may be the one thing that may holding you back for whatever it is that you're trying to create in your space. Like, the universe may be responding to whatever it is that you may or may not be doing. So, and that initial thing may be, are you holding yourself accountable for the things that you're doing? Because that accountability may open up newer or bigger opportunities. So hold yourself accountable. Maybe starting with like checking in with yourself. Like, how am I feeling? Why is this internal dialogue like getting in my way? And be kind to yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Have self-love. Find things about yourself that you really like. And those are the things that will start to show up in your space, whether it's through money, through abundance, through opportunity, or maybe just like through compliments to others, and just keeping in mind that what you give out is what you're going to attract back. So with that, I will say thank you for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe to this podcast, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks.